What's up everybody, it's the Inhuman one here, and today I wanted to show you all the most OP fire build in Wolong Fallen Dynasty. I introduced you to FLAMEWING. FLAMEWING is excellent at clearing large groups of enemies or dealing incredibly high damage to bosses in New Game Plus. If you want to try something different from the meta water builds out there, be sure to try FLAMEWING out now. Also, if you're enjoying the Wolong build guides, please be sure to like the video. This is a great way to let me know you guys want more content just like this. As with all builds, Wolong's amazing customization system allows for nearly infinite possibilities. This is simply my version of the best fire build out there that really makes you look and feel the part. For equipment, I went with the Vermilion Bird Great Axe. It scales excellently with the fire element and has an incredible special effect known as Hidden Undercurrents that rivals the Gooting Blade. I chose Tangshi for the Divine Beast because it's a must-have for any builds that prioritize wizardry damage. It increases spell damage, the duration of negative effects, and applies power drop upon a wizardry spell, so it essentially enhances the build in every way and ensures that the enemies are all extra crispy in no time at all. Each and every item of gear should have dedicated slots for increased flame attack power, burn accumulation, and negative effect duration. If you have a few jewels to embed, I would suggest adding any skills that buff spirit damage or damage amplification upon wizardry. I use the Flying General's bow due to its A scaling in fire, and mostly because it looks sexy. And yes, I am aware that you can transmog. I tend to use more generic traits for my ranged weapons that result in power gain, increased effect accumulation, or negative effect duration on enemies, as opposed to using more slots for the elemental damage increases, but the choice is up to you. I equipped the full Zuke set and switched out the stats for increased wizardry spell damage and flame attack power. As I've said before, Wolong has such a sophisticated gear and stat system that truly allows you to wear any armor and fit it with the skills and traits of your choice. So don't get too caught up on any particular piece of armor unless you are grinding for a specific set bonus. And at this point in the game, the set bonuses are completely random and not entirely worth grinding for in my opinion. So instead, focus on keeping your agility rating at a B or higher to ensure you aren't squishy and for max spirit regen. Accessories should also complement the build to the best of your ability, so equip whatever enhances your wizardry damage or flame attack power if available. If not, go for increased spirit damage or spirit gain. For wizardry spells, I chose to use all fire abilities. Engulfing Inferno is essential for FLAMEWING and deals incredible amounts of damage. Whether you are fending off multiple attackers or a single boss enemy, you can spam cast repeatedly to absolutely melt life bars. This really shines with any non-human bosses because they tend to stay in place a bit more. So for human opponents, just make sure to pay attention to your timing and counter once they make a big move. Overpower Burst greatly increases the amount of damage your next spell uses, so make sure to start off most fights by activating this, followed by our next wizardry spell, Amplify Damage. Just be sure to avoid taking any hits because you will also receive more damage while this spell is activated. And last but not least, we have Flame Weapon. It's an excellent spell to have since nearly all humanoid enemies have a weakness to fire. Only very few water or ice-based bosses have resistances to flame, but even they can't take the heat that FLAMEWING brings. One of my favorite parts about the FLAMEWING build is that every wizardry spell is available for you to use as early as 7 morale points, so you won't have to wait until the very end of the level for the chaos to truly begin. For stats, I chose to level up wood to 40 to stay nice and tanky. This also enhances our positive spell effect duration. Be sure to invest heavily into fire, as all of your flame attacks will scale with this trait. It also increases your general melee weapon attack power and reduces your martial arts cost for the main attack you'll be using with your great axe. Metal gets 30 points because we want to minimize the wizardry spell consumption rate as much as possible since we will be spamming spells non-stop. The key to using FLAMEWING is to start off any fight by buffing your damage with Overpower Burst and Amplify Damage if you're taking on a single enemy. Use the Engulfing Inferno as your first attack to proc your damage buffs, and spam it like crazy. Once you have depleted your spirit gauge, use your Hidden Undercurrent special attack and this will ensure you get a critical strike. Rinse and repeat, and before long, any enemy you face will burn in the raging fires of FLAMEWING, the ultimate fire build. And that's all for this video. If you want more guides like this, be sure to subscribe and comment FLAMEWING down below. I've got plenty more builds ready to go for your viewing pleasure. Until next time, it's the Inhuman one signing out. Become a patron for exclusive behind the scenes content. Join the Inhuman community today.